about Chainlink. Chainlink bouncing off the 21 exponential here yesterday. Looks like it wants to continue this one actually. We didn't take out any serious pivots. We didn't come back down to take out 27 spot 42. Next pivot to the upside would be I'd rather look at this pivot point 31 spot 805 as the next major level to keep in mind. Again, here, rejected by the bullish control zone. Here, you can see exactly what I was talking about. And we get that immediate cross back up, moving back into the bullish control zone. That's an extremely bullish sign. Higher highs and higher lows consistently, moving sideways. This is accumulation. I don't see this as redistribution. I do think this has another leg up. So on the 4-hour chart, this is how I plan to play this. If we see Chainlink close a 4-hour candle above our liquidity zone around 31 spot 7669, I'd be looking to go long on this one, probably for the next extension back up to 33 spot 009, somewhere around there. This one's looking overall bullish. And if you are a trend line trader, you will be able to see that we made resistance, now support. That's a pretty cool one. Looks good. Nice clean chart. We canceled our buy limit right here yesterday. Reason is we already have 2 trades running, so we don't want to overexpose ourselves in the market. We have plenty of risk on as we speak, so we don't have to add to that. Chainlink, I would be looking for this one to overall float its way onwards and upwards. Um, I'm actually curious to see what the 12 hours chart is telling us here. This is actually really good. If you see something like this coming back down after a big move like that, and we bounce off the 21 exponential, that usually sets us up uh, for another continuation move. Stokes really pointing north here. RSI, I can already see. I love that. This I like. I like that a lot. So yeah, Chainlink definitely bullish here, still medium term, short term, and longer term. Just waiting for our pivots to be met, entry criteria to be met, and then we can trade this asset. Litecoin, let's quickly speak about Litecoin. Let's just switch off the drawing tools. Holding this level as support. This is a very, very major pivot point, in my opinion, for the short term and medium term. If Litecoin does take out the 21 exponential and we do close a daily candle below the 21 exponential, I would expect another continuation move back down or a short-term move back down to at least 188.07. I do think we have a drawing tool in there. Yes, we do. That lines up with the 55 exponential as well, beautifully. And this one I do agree with as being a head and shoulders. Volume signature seems to be very much agreeing with me on that. Momentum oscillators definitely agreeing with me on that. So this one's kind of like the outlier. That's why I've got this measured move right in here. If this head and shoulders pattern was to break and the neckline was to fail, we could see an extension back down to these lows around 163. So let me just put in a horizontal here. Somewhere around here would be my next major level of structure that I'll be paying attention to. Uh, if we do make it back down there, I definitely do believe we'll see a bounce. But by then, the market structure would be completely different. If we do make it back down, yeah, expect a short-term bounce, but continuation after that, most probably. So Litecoin could potentially be playing out a head and shoulders pattern here. That's the point I'm trying to make. But if we see this previous pivot point right here around 206.39 being taken out, let me just adjust my liquidity zone here real quick. Something like that. If we do take out that previous pivot to the upside, I would definitely expect continuation on that. I would then definitely be looking to buy quite a bit of Litecoin, actually, and expect another move back up to 215. All right, that's Litecoin. Bouncing off the 21 exponential is a very good signal. 10 simple starting to move sideways here. is not necessarily the best thing. Stokes on the daily, fresh cross to the downside, but it is inside of the bullish control zone, so that's not too bad. But yeah, this one's looking a little bit more bearish than bullish, in my opinion, like I said. Okay, Uniswap. Let's quickly have a look at Uniswap. I would look at this as overall constructive still. High highs, high lows, 21 exponential holding at support. Previous level of structure came in around about $29. Right here, we had that. Let me just put on my drawing tools. You'll see it. This level right here. As long as this level holds, I would be looking for further continuation to the upside. This could potentially just be a bull flag. Volume seems to be agreeing with that. Momentum oscillators, Stokes pointing to the downside. Not necessarily the worst thing that could happen. RSI rejected out of the bullish control zone. Perhaps it is looking a little bit not too bright for Uniswap here. But let's just keep an eye on it. As long as it does hold this level, I'd be looking for it to continue to the upside. So this is a major pivot level. We'll talk about it on the 4-hour chart. So you can see right here, if we do take that out, I would expect that next move back down to around this area right here. We don't have any specific pattern that's starting to play here. We don't have anything specific to work off, except for the fact that we have this pivot right here, and we have this pivot right up here. So let's just adjust this again, because I do think that it's important for us to have our liquidity zones more or less in line with what we are seeing in the charts. There we go. So there we go. That's my 2 liquidity zones for Uniswap. A break above that, I definitely look for continuation. We still did not close a lower low, so it's looking to hold structure here. But this is a very important level in the market. If it does break that, I think this thing's going to tank at the very least back down to $25. Okay, so that's Uniswap. NEO, we're currently involved in a trade in NEO here. Let's talk about it real quick. I wanted to long NEO around this previous level of structure, actually around $44, somewhere around here. If I switch on my drawing tools, you'll be able to see it. We had this lovely high, these lovely highs, connected them, created a liquidity zone. Moving averages looking really bullish here. A lot of volume came through on this buyer's candle here. The buyers really loved pushing this price up. You know, and usually when you see something like that, I would expect to move back up to the prior all-time high. Let's look at the Stokes, way up there, you know, pointing north, looking really healthy, looking really good. And in fact, we did have a beautiful bounce of our previous trend line here. That does kind of insinuate that we have put in our low for the medium term at the very least, and we should be able to see some continuation from that. How far does that continuation push us? Can it go sideways? Can we have some consolidation in between? Yep, definitely. But market structure point of view, this looks like continuation to me for NEO. That's why I was happy to buy this level and add some risk to the market. So, to my portfolio on that particular area. So still looking good here. RSI looking very, very good, constructive, bouncing off the neutral zone, regaining the exponential, bouncing off the exponential, actually giving us a proper buy signal yesterday. So that's why we wanted to buy this one. That's what my entry criteria was made. Well, all my entry criteria was met for this particular coin. So I do expect further continuation. Let's just really quickly look at the 4-hour chart. We're still in the bullish control zone here for the stochastics. Any kind of cross back up from this point would be a significant signal. But for now, you know, this is looking pretty good, pretty constructive. I do like the reading on this RSI here, making new all-time highs. Rejected from the bullish control zone on the first try. You know, that's usually normal. It does look like we're shaping up to go and test around the edge of the bullish control zone again. So with that being said, which is quite a mouthful, I would expect a move back up to sweep these prior all-time highs. Excuse me, not all-time highs. This previous swing high around 46.49, 59. That's really what I'm looking for. I've got a little bit of a retracement tool drawn in here. We went from this low right here before the breakout to this top right here. And we can see it actually came back down and bounced off the 61.8 on the very low time frames. That's the hourly. I wouldn't put too much weight on that, but it's just to give us a little bit more of a bias for the short-term moves here that then ultimately leads into the longer-term moves, right? Makes sense. So for NEO, I'd be looking for further extension back up. Bouncing off the 21, I love this candle right here. There's plenty of volume. Well, not plenty of volume, but there's more volume on this candle as well. So I would expect if 10 o'clock comes and we do close anywhere above our liquidity zone, above 44.389, we would see a bullish cross again on the stochastics, and things will start looking really, really healthy and good for this one. Okay, so I'm just leaving this one. I'm waiting for it to slowly float its way onwards and upwards. Came back down, tested previous resistance as support beautifully. So now it's all about being patient and waiting for the market to show us where it wants to go. If it comes back down, it closes below the 21 exponential on a 4-hour closing basis and takes out this liquidity zone, we'll close the trade for a small loss and move on from there. Okay, so that is NEO. But like I said, I mean, this is looking really, really bullish. Plenty of volume coming through on the daily chart there. Usually when you see a pump like that, yes, we get a backfill and then continuation. So I'd be looking for continuation from this point. Let's talk about Monero. Monero is shaping up here to do something that I'm getting quite excited about. So if we do take out the pivot around 238.99, I do think I have a drawing tool in there. Yes, I do. If we take out that pivot, I am going to definitely be aggressive on my long positions for Monero, and I'll be targeting a move back up to the previous all-time high around 282. This one's shaping up to be really good. Higher highs, higher lows on the daily chart, holding the 21 as support, 21 exponential as support. Stokes looking like they're losing a little bit of momentum there, but we are inside of the bullish control zone, so you know it's not necessarily the worst signal in the world. Bouncing off the neutral zone, that's a good thing. Looks like we were rejected out of the bearish control zone and the bullish control zone. So this kind of implies that we are seeing some kind of accumulation pattern here. And if we look at market structure, higher highs, higher lows shows that the bulls are most likely accumulating here instead of the shorters. And we should see continuation to the upside sooner rather than later. I do like that market structure, and I do think that it's overall very, very bullish here. I like that. I like that a lot. So BNB, we've also involved in a trade here for BNB, and let's talk about it real quick. On the daily chart, the reason why I wanted to buy this level is because we came back down and retested previous level of structure on the daily chart. So happy to buy that, lining up with the 21 exponential. It's looking fairly good to me. I love this candle right here. That's a hammer. Let's look at momentum oscillators. Rejected out of the bullish control zone here, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but if I would like to see a fresh cross to the upside here by the end of the day, that would lead me into believing that this one could be even setting up to make new all-time highs and not just sweep that previous all-time high. From the RSI point of view, this one's looking pretty much okay here. This implies some more sideways action, actually, more than anything else. It doesn't imply any kind of move anytime soon. I would like to see this one close above the 10 simple on the daily chart before the end of the day. Well, by the end of the day, to end off on a decent note for the week. Let's go back down to the 4-hour time frame. Again, bouncing off the 61.8, just like NEO. Previous level of structure right here, just like NEO. So I would expect continuation from that. I mean, we did see quite a bit of volume coming through. We came straight back down to that level of structure, got bought straight back up. So I would expect a continuation from this point. Coming back down from the edge of the critical zone, that's not a bad thing in and of itself, still inside of the bullish control zone. So can we see a fresh cross to the upside throughout the day? definitely, but I'd be looking for that to happen if and only if we can make it back up above 270. So we'll keep an eye on this one. Bouncing off the 100 exponential as support, now currently holding the 21 exponential as support and the 10 simple as resistance. You know, RSI looking really constructive here. For the shorter term time frames, it does look like BNB would like to test back up again, all the way up here at the bullish control zone. So I'm happy to leave this trade, let it run, let it do its thing. I'm in no rush, see what the market wants to do from this point moving forward. Let's chat about the next one here, which is going to be 1 inch, and that's going to be it for the day. 1 inch looking really bullish here, breaking out of this long-term consolidation pattern here. This was all accumulation. So for me, any kind of taking out of this previous level of structure right here, this pivot point right here, would suggest that we might come and sweep the all-time highs, maybe even make new all-time highs. This one is looking really, really bullish in my opinion. So I'm going to be definitely looking to take some positions on that if they present themselves. So 1 inch, any kind of move above 5.17, I'd be looking at that as a long opportunity. Okay, so in summary, on our open trades, BNB, I am very much still short-term bullish on this one, not hoping, waiting for the bounce to take place and take us back up to sweep at least to the first take profit. We should at least see a bounce back up to that level. Same thing on NEO here, looking all overall constructive, bouncing off previous levels of structure, lining up with the 61.8. You know, finding a little bit of resistance on the 10 simple, but that's fine. I mean, that's shorter term time frames. From the medium term, longer term time frames points of view, all of these cryptos are looking fairly healthy, very, very bullish, and it looks like we should see continuation. Lower term time frames will have their ups and downs and lefts and rights, but that's okay. We just stick to what the overall market structure is telling us. We take our positions and we make some money. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Trade safe out there, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers for now. Bye-bye.